this is a display of some sort.
There's nothing in it?
No.
We're at Fort Bedford Museum.
Look, there's one of them where
Oh,
they used
yeah.
to hang people or whatever. Chopping block or something. Pretty weird.
There's a waterfall.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we just need to walk on down that way.
Yeah.
Spend some time.
Rooms in here, all have stairs. So one of the main things, or a couple of main things in here that are very dear to us is the flag up here is the flag from the fort.
Oh, wow.
It's the original flag from the fort. So it was kept in the officers' quarters, and that's why it looks, so nice. It wasn't outside in the wind and stuff, Most flags are outside on a ship or they're just hanging outside. So, and they had it authenticated, so we know it's from here. So that was back in the fort was built in 1758, and then they built this room, which is called the Block Room, in 1958, 200 years after. So after everyone left the fort, probably 8 to 10 years after that, these buildings were still standing, the fort was still standing. The officers' quarters were separate from the fort, and several boys broke in the officers' quarters one night and stole the flag. So it was gone until the early 1900s, and then a family here in Bedford had got it somehow, and then they had it authenticated. And then this is what the fort looked like over here. So this was at ammunition depot, and there was three of these buildings inside the fort, and they held the your supplies and ammunition and things. And then we had access to water supply. The river down here wasn't there at that point.
Oh.
It was going that direction until they put the road in here, and then they rerouted it. But there was enough water, like off a stream, and that's how they got the water supply. So most forts had wells, and so this one had access to water supply. So they built the gallery, and that kept them safe. And then this road over here would have been Ford's Road, which was started down in Virginia by General Forrest, who's up here on the wall behind you. And he started that down in Virginia and brought it up into Pennsylvania, because they were heading up towards Pittsburgh to Fort Duquesne, for the French and Indian War. That road now is called Pitt Street, which is the street up here at the top of the hill. And they did an archaeological dig, because none of these buildings are any part of the original fort. The fort was about 200-300 yards past these buildings. They found part of this wall back here, the back part of the wall, and they did rebuild it, part of that wall, and it's down. There's a path down here by the river. Of course, it's raining today, and but you go down through the woods there, and there's some stair steps, and then you walk the steps, and you'll see this portion of the wall.
Oh, wow.
A little, not a whole big wall, but part of a wall. So that's a little bit of what I know about the fort. When they did an archaeological dig, they talked about this building, and they found some artifacts there.
Always working.
You see that too.
Because they're realizing the fort itself.
So this trunk over here is also important to this museum. Some of the descendants live close by here who had this trunk. This happened about 5-6 miles from here. It's the story of Indian Eve and how she got her name. And her husband and their children were one of the first homesteaders here. And there was other homesteaders outside, and they saw these natives coming to their house, and they came over, a couple of men came over to help, to do something with the Indians, and the Indians scalped 2 of the men and her husband, and she took her husband's scalp and threw it so they couldn't get it. And they had children in an upstairs loft bedroom, and they jumped out the window into tall grass and hid. And then she had a toddler and an infant, and the Indians took her and 2 children, and they walked to Fort Detroit, all the way to Michigan.
Wow, that's a long trip.
I mean, we go by car, and it takes 6-7 hours to get up there. So you can imagine how long it took. So she was out there 10 years. She was sold to the British. She earned some money working, doing things out there for the British, and she earned some money, and she bought that trunk and a pony, and she came back. She walked back with the 2 children.
Wow.
Of course, they were older then, but the one child was probably 10. There was one child that the Indians really liked, and they wanted to keep him, and the child wanted to stay with the Indians, and the mother's like, no, you're not, So anyway, I guess he could help get them back here, and I just can't imagine, how you would walk by yourself with 2 little kids. Of course, like I said, the one had been around the Indians a lot, so he probably could help find their way back and stuff. And I just anyway, so over here, you got that road there. This is a road here from the Blue Line, and came up out of Virginia, and then they were heading up to Fort Pitt in Pittsburgh there. So here's some of the different forts over here, and some of the Indian camps were in this area too. There was a lot more, I think probably a lot more forts around, but they don't have them all. This is just the main ones that were here. And then back here are Indian artifacts dating back to the prehistoric age, about 15,000 years ago.
Wow.
So there was a lot, like I said, there was a lot of Indian camps around. There was one right up the road here, which it's closed today. It's not, they don't open until the end of May. And it's a big place called Old Bedford Village.
Yeah, we've been there.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, yeah, those are pretty cool. Some of the things that they made. This is our transportation room, which they're working on right now. You can see a little bit. The ride in there. You can't really see everything, but they're all horse-drawn things. I think this was a milk cart there. This is a surrey here. And then this is our Bedford room. This is all about Bedford, and how it got started in the early 1900s. So there's a couple sleighs that was out here too, and a mail cart. So take your time, look around.
Okay.
You can walk upstairs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the difference?
1730, 1710.
Wow.
Surveying workers. Hand-cut surveying workers. And then again, they resurveyed in 1730 after they did in 1710.
Wow.
Bridgetown tree. Yeah, Indian is interesting.
Yeah.
That's how they care for babies.
What's all that?
This is some of the stuff they used to make. There's a window. Still raining.
Yep, still raining. A lot of arrowheads.
And of course, they killed everything they needed. The bears.
Mm-hmm. Bedford Museum Prehistoric Artifacts.
I think it's pouring.
Yeah.
Tell you what it looks like.
It is interesting. There's some artifacts I found. Yeah. Forbes Road.
The Forbes Roads. And then east of them. Man.
Raystown Fort, Fort Bedford.
Yeah.
Oops.
Butter churns and maybe cream and butter coming out of the
So we can get back through here again. Yeah. U.S. Mail, 1907.
Yeah, man.
Children at play.
See, she lets me over here.
Yeah. There's wagon.
That's what.
Look at the wagon.
Awesome. Look at this little.
That's cute.
That is.
A little tea set.
Oh. How about the horse? Boy, chickens that sound.
Mm-hmm.
They even sound like drums.
Yeah, they do. I like seeing these old pictures.
Mm-hmm. Carpenter's tools.
I'll show you a few pictures on here. She said there's a Civil War museum right here too.
Around here.
Yeah, somewhere in town. I'd like to check it out.
I can't get it. Whoops. I'm gonna take a picture of that. Here's a little sleigh. Sleigh was built by L.C. Green. He and his brother had a blacksmith shop in Crawford County in 1865. That's an old.
Let me picture the sleigh. A little
Okay.
dark it's a little dark in here.
Yeah, a little bit.
How'd I get that? How'd I get that old bike?
Peacock.
Yeah,
Is that?
an old bike.
Yeah.
More pictures. The summer White House across the pond. There's a drum. Pottery. Type of luxury. Yeah, I saw that. Must be someone's wedding dress.
And printing press. Yeah, Bedford Inquirer.
Wow.
Jeez. It's pretty neat. Yeah, look at that. Man. Friday, August 31st, 1860.
The printing press.
There's the press. Pretty cool.
Griffin Field Gun and Limber. Sharpshooters. It's really raining hard outside. Dark. Huh?
It says what you're saying.
Yep, it does. It's a big step right there. It is. Here's a picture of the log church that we was at in the last video.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
Huh?
Which post office?
Uh-huh. So this is worth the trip. So if you're in Bedford, come check out the Fort Bedford Museum. It's only $7 to get in for each person. It's really worth it. There's just so much history here in Bedford. Well, thank you for coming with us today on this rainy and gloomy day to Fort Bedford. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. The more likes we get, the more it helps our channel. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one.